Hey there, everyone. This is Jacqueline Jax from AVA Live Radio, and we are giving you my top 3 ways to improve Facebook engagement and timeline views. Now, as many of you know, social media is constantly changing, and if you want to use the tools to support what you're doing in your projects and your career, you have to change with those changes. In order to do that, you're going to need these kind of tips that we are working so hard behind the scenes to find out for you. This year, we have already made many changes on Facebook, and we've seen the shift and literally filtering of all of your messages and posts, and that content and noise that's in the timeline is just getting thinned out from everything that you see online. The problem is that how do we happen to get our messages into that filter? Well, I'm going to help you with these 3 tips today in hopes that you'll follow them and get your Facebook page back in line. And that's really where you need to be. You know, it's really easy to get great posts. It's great to be authentic and to be online for your followers. But the problem is that not a lot of people see the posts that are happening in your personal and your public pages. And that's really a huge problem, because when you post something, you want that to go out to the maximum amount of followers that you possibly can reach. The problem is that those filters are preventing it. They're trying to clean up the noise, and what they want to do is they try and get you to purchase advertising on Facebook for the most important posts to reach your fan base. But we don't always have the money and the time to waste on creating ads, and it can get really costly. And not to mention, who has the budget to put every single post in advertising payment? And we really don't want to do that anyway. So here's what we came up with to avoid having to do that and improve your Facebook reach as well as showing up in the timeline. The first tip I have for you today is less is more, and make sure it's valuable. The first thing on Facebook and any social media page is value. We're always talking about that. But the thing is what kind of a value is going to attract your customer or your Facebook people or your crowd? Well, it's exactly what they signed up for. So if you're out there and you're posting about personal stuff and that's what people signed up for, you've got to keep giving them more of that. The big thing that you want to do with value, and when we talk about value, is that it depends on what kind of things you want to accomplish long term. If you've got a brand that you're building, or you're in an indie music niche, or you're posting things that you make and you want to sell them, you have to keep that in mind when you channel out those posts. And you could use different pages to be able to put different things up on Facebook and still have it match your niche. The big thing is that if you're in the music business, for instance, you want to use music videos, personal videos, and also personal images to describe and comment to get your message out there. And the bottom line here really is that you have to be real. So you want to always shoot from the heart no matter what you're doing. Whether you're building your brand page, your music page, or your personal page, it's always right there from in here that really works and gets the message out there. Don't forget, you cannot lose fact that this is social media, and you're supposed to be social, not just out there selling and being a huge marketeer. So make sure you keep those posts less with more value, and that works really well on Facebook. Number 2, share the love. So many of us spend so much time creating posts that we think that we're going to fill our timeline with like 10 posts a day and then not go out there and actually share the love. And that really makes a huge difference on Facebook. I mean, the big thing is that you could create 2 posts a day instead of 10 posts a day and do much better getting your message across if you just share the love. And by sharing the love specifically, I mean you really can't expect any social media connection to strictly be one-sided. That's why they call it social. If you don't give, then you won't receive. And the Facebook is always watching. Facebook is constantly watching everything we do. So are all these social media pages. So they can tell if you're not going out there to your friends' pages and making those connections. There's no birthdays, there's no wishes, there's no hey, there's no comments, there's no likes from you, there's no shares. If they see that, they're going to think that you're just one-sided. And why should your post be valuable? Because you're not likely to get anybody commenting or liking or sharing your own. So the big thing, and number 2 tip for today, is making sure you share that love. You have to reach out 3 times as much as you actually post on your page. And if you're not willing to do that, then you're not going to improve. So you have to really commit to doing it often. Ways that you can do it: birthday messages are always great. Participate in sharing people's announcements. Help them by commenting and liking their posts, because that helps them get into the newsfeed, and they are going to be so appreciative. And not only that, but if you're on their mind, you're going to be much more memorable. And being memorable is the reason why people come back to your page to begin with. So you have to make that memory happen, and sometimes that's got to happen on somebody else's page. And tip number 3, probably the most important tip that I have for you guys, is respond to everything. Every time somebody likes, comments, or shares one of your Facebook posts, you should really, really respond back. And I don't just mean respond back, but tag them in the response. If you don't hit reply and you don't tag back, then they're never going to know that you answered. And it's really, really important that they get that notification so that they can continue on the conversation. Remember, even your likes, your shares, your comments really matter in those timelines. So you want to give and take a lot of that too. This is Jacqueline Jax for AVA Live Radio. I really hope you enjoyed the Facebook tips. Don't forget, these come out of my Facebook Master's Guide, available at jacquelinejax.tv. Don't forget to subscribe while you're here, and I have linked everything in the comments below. I'll see you guys later.